Hey guys, how's it going? My name's the Breph, and can I start by saying Merry Christmas and welcome to this challenge video. Today I'm asking the question, can you beat Pokémon Crystal with only a Delibird who can use Present? At the time of recording this, we've just crossed over the 500 subscriber mark, which is just wow. Thank you guys so much. You've given me an amazing reception since I first started, and I've hit this milestone way earlier than I ever thought possible. What a Christmas present you've given me, so I hope I can deliver the same to you. Delibird's stats are geared more towards speed and special defense, which is annoying given that Present is normal type and a physical move. But that's also where the main issue comes in, because you see, Present is normal, and I chose to play Crystal, a game where we have several mandatory fights with ghost type Pokemon. Since it's Christmas, I hope you'll forgive me for bending the rules slightly. And speaking of which, here they are. Obviously the only Pokemon I can use in battle is Delibird, and the main method of attack is to try and get her to grab the flaps, pull them apart, and dive deep into her sack of random goodies. AKA by using Present, don't get weird with it. But I am also going to allow the use of Struggle as sort of like a last ditch strategy. Obviously the recoil isn't fun, but if I decide to use that, it's going to create a whole new dynamic. To counteract the fact that I'm allowing Struggle use, I've decided that no items in battle also applies to held items in this run, so Delibird is well and truly on her own. It should also go without saying that TMs are banned on Delibird. Anyway, the game begins and we choose the female character, naming ourselves something festive and jolly like Breph. We get our Delibird and we name her Santa because apparently 25% of people want a female Santa, according to one highly reputable Facebook post. That's sarcasm, by the way, please don't quote me on that. Delibird is already equipped with the moves it needs, so let's go. On the way back from Mr. Pokemon's house, we bump into someone who's on the naughty list for stealing, and we find out pretty early on that Present is not actually a bad move. Anyway, we named the rival Crew after Captain Crew, who preemptively requested my surprise Christmas episode. Anyway, while we mess about in Sprout Tower, let's discuss Present. I know that it has the capacity to really screw us over, given the varying power of the move when it attacks, the fact it has a 10% chance to miss altogether, and can even heal up damage that we've already done. Right, on to Falkner. I'm going to keep all of this quick because it's Christmas and I'm sure all of us want to get absolutely stuffed with food and drink and whatnot. We beat Falkner nice and easy with some health left. Bugsy's up next and I forgot to restore PP, sort of on purpose, so I end up finishing the fight thanks to Struggle. I know this isn't a last resort, but it's late again and the next thing that's up is a roadblock. That is the fight against Crew kicks off, and he uses a Ghastly. Present is obviously a normal type and doesn't affect ghosts, so Struggle ends up wiping out the rest of the team and we make our way up to Whitney. I'm going to neglect to mention all the failed attempts or include footage of them, but mark my words, I went back level after level to try this, and yeah, we have to be level 35 to win. That infamous rollout, it's as bad as you think. Still, it feels nice to get through. Up until we encounter the ghost type gym, that is. It's sort of the Gen 2 norm challenge today, because Gengar's Hypnosis and Dream Eater combo is highly effective. At level 42, we managed to finally struggle our way through, and I don't even want to talk about that grind, because it was not fun. Now, we could go over to the Lake of Rage, tackle the Rocket Hideout, and ultimately Price. Or we could just forget about it. But maybe not. Anyway, once we're done climbing the lighthouse and being told by Jasmine to surf across the sea, we land in Cyanwood and get some nice blue pills from a guy who we burst in on, only to see he has his Yule log in his hand. Heading back, with bleach in our eyes, we go and give the pill to Ampharos, who instantly perks up, and we get access to the gym. We're like level 45 at this point, and I'm gonna say this. I sat with my mother while I was doing this grind, and even she could see the pain, the fury, and the desperation on my face during the 5-hour grinding session. Yes, 5 hours. Because it turns out that this is a struggle strat only. Steelix is... oh, for fuck's sake, it's Christmas. Why can't you be kind to me, game? It's a beast. I'm just going to say it. 80. Level 80. We win. Yay. Fun. Oh, look, there's some chemicals over there. Anyway, fresh from my little breakdown, we head over to fight Chuck. And normally the fighting type gym would be a pain, but our level is a touch overpowered now. The one thing I like most about the Gen 4 remakes of this is the removal of the strength barrier to reach him. It would have been nice to try and see him challenge us, but unfortunately it's just not possible given our levels. Now I decide to head over to the Lake of Rage, knock out the fake shiny and ultimately race through the rocket hideout to get to Price. Let's be real here, even with the pain of present healing occasionally, the damage done by the ones that actually hit are just purely disproportionate right now. We do all of the director crap and end up in Blackthorn. We get really lucky and present is, well, more than capable at this level. We win and ultimately gain access to the Pokemon League. Right across all the tries, and there were many, Bruno was consistently the issue. Mainly his Onix, and it likes to spam Rock Slide and Sandstorm, which, surprise surprise, both do a ton of damage. Look, at the end of the day, all of our runs get us up to max level. Yep, this is another level 100 run, so Merry Christmas everyone, another grinding gift to you. We eventually managed to get past him, and Karen, well, she's another struggle fight, because the sneaky little Scrooge that she is snuck a Gengar onto her team. But the problem is we're relying on a critical hit on Houndoom, or it not using Flamethrower or something, otherwise we just can't make it. We get through after about 45 minutes of attempts, and Champion Lance is all that stands. We get really kinda lucky, and every single present hits, and it hit hard. Meaning that, yes, Delibird can beat the Johto portion. Not with present only, mind you, but it can do it. In truth, we end up racing through Kanto, and I'll just highlight vocally some of the gyms that caused us an issue. We'll start with Brock, because his rock types, they hit us hard. They tank our presence, and it took 20 odd minutes. Sabrina, and some reason for many of our attempts we only end up healing damage and then doing some more and then healing it. It took about 8 resets though, and we finally win. Blue though, Blue is probably the most annoying of all of them. That Rhydon that he has is an absolute tank. A bloody tank. It was a really lucky fight filled with critical hits, and unfortunately I forgot to record this race around Kanto, so I can't show you any footage. I'm annoyed, but here's a picture of a Christmas dog. Please forgive me. I did, however, record the fight with Red, and holy hell in a handbasket, this was horrid. What does that even mean? Anyway, it was about 3 hours worth of resets and recording, but eventually we get this run. Pikachu is out first, and it's a one-shot sweep. It has a high level, but low stats. Charizard comes out, and I am terrified, because I've seen how a single Flamethrower can one-shot us as a critical hit. But we turn the tables and get the critical ourselves. Espeon takes 2 shots, but luckily they both hit, and it decides to use Reflect rather than Psychic. He sends out his Snorlax, and this thing is another one of those tanks. The first shot is luckily a critical, but it only does half health. For some reason he decides to set up with Amnesia, and the second present removes him. There's only 2 left now, and it's Venusaur that comes out first, setting up a sunny day, probably going for the Solar Beam, but it doesn't matter, because we outspeed and a second present is a nice hit, getting rid of it. Blastoise is last, and the final battle. It sets up Rain Dance as our present hits for good damage. We go for it again, and yet again it's a hit, and that present is the gift that we needed, because not only have we gone from being one shot by Charizard to completely sweeping Red with no damage, and on top of that, every single present is a hit and not a hill. Awesome. That means we're done. At the start of this video, I asked the question, can you beat Pokémon Crystal with only a Delibird? The answer? Yes. Using Present? No, not technically, but yes, maybe. I think you can beat Jasmine, but if level 80 wasn't enough, I certainly wasn't going to waste more time potentially maxing out my level for a gym badge at that point in the game. Anyway, this is the big bit. Last week I said I had an announcement, so here it is. At this moment, I'm sure some of you, if not all of you, have noticed that I'm using Mystery Dungeon music as the background for my videos. I don't really like doing this, it feels a lot like stealing, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to announce that I, the Breph, am working with a brilliant music making genius and personal close friend of mine, Feral Dogs. This guy knows how to make music and he makes it brilliantly. I've put a link in the description of this video for his Spotify where he's got his first few tracks released. He's going to be making me some music to use in the background and I'm so excited to show you all what he can do. It will be coming towards the end of January and I would love it if you can support him as you support me. Please guys, go and check it out, and once the music's in, I'll be linking his SoundCloud as well as his Spotify in the description of every video. Thank you so much for watching guys, like and subscribe for more content like this, and please, join me in the next one, where I ask the question, can you beat Pokemon White with only a Houndour? Have a great day guys, have a happy and Merry Christmas, and I'll see you all in the next one.